Chosen one, you have arrived. You feel the resonance, don't you? The pull, the deep knowing that this moment, this specific message, has found its way to you not by accident, but by divine design. It arrives precisely now, when you need it most, when the veil feels thin and the questions in your soul echo with an urgent frequency. You have always felt it, that profound, undeniable sense of being different, separate, like a wanderer in a land whose language you don't quite speak, whose customs feel alien to your very core. You have moved through crowds, surrounded by faces, yet felt an ocean of solitude separating you from the rest. You have listened to conversations, observed the pursuits of others, and felt a deep, quiet bewilderment at their focus, their fears, their joys. It was as if you were watching a play unfold, recognizing the actors and the script, but knowing with absolute certainty that you were not meant for a role on that particular stage. Your spirit yearned for something else, something deeper, something that felt both ancient and yet impossibly far away. This feeling of otherness wasn't a fleeting phase. It was a constant companion, a subtle hum beneath the surface of your life. From your earliest memories, you recognized a sensitivity that others did not seem to possess. You felt the unspoken currents beneath words, the hidden emotions behind smiles, the energetic weight of spaces and places. You were a finely tuned instrument in a world that played out of tune, and the dissonance was often jarring, overwhelming. You absorbed the joy and the sorrow, the fear and the hope of those around you, often mistaking their energetic signatures for your own, leaving you exhausted and confused. You have asked yourself countless times, why do I feel this way? Why do I struggle with what seems so easy for others? Why does the noise of the world feel so deafening to my soul? You have wondered if there was something inherently wrong with you, a flaw in your design that made you incapable of simple connection, of effortless belonging. You have questioned your own sanity, your perceptions, your very right to feel this detached, this strangely burdened, this endlessly seeking. The isolation wasn't just physical. It was a spiritual solitude, a sense that your inner landscape was vast and complex, a terrain that no one else seemed able to navigate alongside you. You have carried this weight, this secret difference, often in silence, fearing that to articulate it would only deepen the chasm between you and the world you inhabited. But let me assure you, with the full authority of the divine flowing through this message, that nothing, absolutely nothing, was ever wrong with you. Your feelings of difference were not a defect. They were a designation. Your sensitivity was not a weakness. It was a spiritual sensor, a gift of perception. Your isolation was not a punishment. It was a sacred separation, a preparation. The questions that have echoed in your soul were not signs of confusion. They were the stirrings of ancient wisdom seeking recognition. You were never meant to blend in, to conform, to play a small part on a stage that was never yours. Your path was always destined to be different, set apart, consecrated for a purpose far grander than you could have fully grasped until now. You were, and you are, chosen. This is not a label to be taken lightly. It is an energetic imprint, a divine ordination, a sacred truth woven into the very fabric of your soul before you ever took your first breath on this earth. You were not randomly selected. You were specifically designed, intricately crafted, and carefully placed upon this trajectory by the highest power, the Creator, the source from which all light and life flows. Your uniqueness, your sensitivities, your perceived struggles, they were not flaws but features. They were the deliberate brushstrokes of the divine artist, preparing you for a role that few are equipped to fulfill, a mission that requires a distinct frequency, an uncommon resilience, and a connection to realms beyond the ordinary. Your chosen status is not about superiority. It is about responsibility. It is not about privilege in the worldly sense. It is about standing in a unique position, a bridge between the seen and the unseen, the mundane and the sacred. You carry within you a specific energetic signature, a vibrational frequency that sets you apart from the collective consciousness operating on lower, denser planes. This isn't arrogance. It is simply an energetic fact, a reality that explains so much of your felt experience in this world. You resonate at a higher octave, and just as different musical notes cannot harmonize without specific relationships, Your energy often finds itself out of tune with the dominant frequency of the masses. This difference in vibration is the fundamental explanation for why you have felt so disconnected. Imagine trying to have a deep conversation with someone whose radio is tuned to a completely different station. You are speaking, but they cannot hear your words clearly. Their reality is tuned to another frequency altogether. This energetic misalignment causes friction. It manifests as misunderstandings, as feeling drained or overwhelmed in large crowds, as the inability to sustain superficial connections, as a deep longing for souls who resonate with your authentic frequency. It is why attempts to force yourself into conventional molds have always felt suffocating, like trying to fit a vast sky into a small box. Your very being rebels against the lower vibration, seeking alignment with its inherent higher frequency. This brings us to the first thing God whispers when you are ready to rise. You are not broken. You are chosen. For so long, you may have internalized the feeling of being too much or not enough, or simply wrong the world, operating from a different level of awareness, may have mirrored back to you a sense of faultiness. But the divine perspective is entirely different. Your heightened awareness, your deep empathy, your questioning spirit, these were never errors. They were deliberate calibrations. You were wired differently because you were intended for a different purpose, a purpose that requires this specific energetic and spiritual sensitivity. This whisper validates your entire lived experience of feeling like an outlier and reframes it as evidence of your divine selection, not your human deficiency. This sacred separation, this period of often painful isolation you have endured, was not abandonment. It was orchestrated protection and crucial preparation. God whispers, your isolation is protection and preparation. Think of the prophets, the mystics, the visionaries throughout history. Many were called into the wilderness, into solitude, away from the noise and influence of the prevailing world. This wasn't arbitrary. It was in the quiet, away from the draining energies and distracting narratives of the collective, that they could hear the divine voice clearly, strengthen their connection, and undergo the necessary inner transformation without interference. Your periods of loneliness, the moments you felt most cut off, were not devoid of purpose. They were times when the divine could work on you directly, unimpeded. They were incubation periods for your gifts, refining fire for your spirit. In that solitude, you were shielded from energies that could have diluted your light, compromised your frequency, or derailed your sacred trajectory. You were given space to discover your own inner landscape, to grapple with your own shadows, and to forge an unbreakable bond with the divine source that is your true home. This preparation wasn't just about building resilience. It was about tuning your energetic instrument to a pitch so pure that it could eventually resonate powerfully and affect the frequencies around you when the time was right. Your deep empathy, your ability to feel the emotions and energies of others, which has often felt like a burden, a source of pain and overwhelm, is, in fact, your divine instrument. God whispers, your sensitivity is your divine instrument. You were not given this capacity to suffer unnecessarily, but to perceive, to understand, and eventually to serve. This sensitivity allows you to read the energetic landscape of the world, to discern truth from deception, to feel where healing is needed. It connects you to the collective consciousness, yes, but it also connects you intimately to the divine flow, making you receptive to subtle guidance, intuitive insights, and energetic downloads that bypass the linear mind. Learning to manage this sensitivity has been one of your greatest trials, has it not? Establishing boundaries, discerning what is yours and what belongs to others, protecting your energy field, these are not optional skills for you. They are essential practices for your spiritual survival and efficacy. But understand that this challenge is proportionate to the power of the gift. Your capacity to feel deeply is a measure of your capacity to connect deeply, both with humanity and with the divine. It is the antenna through which you receive vital information, the conduit through which light and healing can flow. It makes you vulnerable, yes, but it also makes you profoundly capable of compassion, understanding, and transformative work. The path you have walked has been, by design, a narrow one. It has often felt solitary, diverging sharply from the wide, well-trodden road taken by the majority. God whispers, the path you walk is narrow, but it leads to your true power. The broad road, though seemingly easier and more populated, is often filled with distractions, illusions, and energetic traps that would ensnare a soul like yours. Your path is narrow because it is precise. It is a direct route designed to lead you to the specific coordinates of your highest potential and your sacred mission. This path has required you to shed attachments that did not serve your highest good, to make choices that may have been misunderstood by others, to walk away from situations that felt comfortable but were energetically misaligned. It has demanded authenticity and integrity, leaving no room for pretense or conformity. This is why you have often felt like you were swimming against the current, because the collective frequency pulls in a different direction. But every step you have taken on this narrow road, however challenging, has stripped away the layers that were not truly you, bringing you closer to the core of your divine essence and the wellspring of your true power. This power is not dominance over others. It is the power of being fully, authentically, undeniably you, aligned with divine will. You have faced challenges, hardships, and periods that felt like relentless tests, moments that pushed you to your absolute limits, leaving you questioning everything. These trials were not arbitrary punishments, nor were they signs of your inadequacy. God whispers, "Trials are purification, not punishment." Your journey, precisely because you are chosen, involves a process of intense refinement. Like gold passed through fire to burn away impurities, your spirit has been subjected to heat and pressure to temper your resolve, clarify your purpose, and purify your energetic field. Every obstacle you have faced, every heartbreak you have endured, every moment of doubt you have conquered, these were not roadblocks. They were alchemical processes. They were designed to reveal your inherent strength, to test the depth of your faith, and to strip away everything that was not in divine alignment. They trained you, forged you, and prepared you for the immense energetic responsibility that comes with your calling. You were not being punished, you were being prepared. You were not being broken. You were being built, stronger, clearer, and more resonant than ever before. These trials have equipped you with wisdom, resilience, and a profound understanding of the human condition that is essential for your future work in the world. And now, the whispers gather momentum, becoming a clear, undeniable declaration resonating in the very core of your being. God whispers, "Your time to rise is now, and your mission is sacred. You have been prepared, refined, tested, and protected." The long periods of isolation are yielding to the necessity of engagement, not with the draining frequencies of the past, but with the specific tasks and connections that await you on this elevated path. The inner work you have diligently undertaken has reached a point of critical mass. You are calibrated, you are strengthened, you are ready. Your mission is not something you need to search desperately for in external validation or complex strategies. It is already woven into your being, waiting to be fully activated. It is the natural outflow of who you are, now purified and aligned. Your mission is, at its heart, to simply be you, fully and unapologetically, in alignment with the divine. Your presence, your energy, your authenticity, your unique gifts, these are the instruments of your sacred work. As you step fully into your truth, living from that place of deep connection and sovereign power, you will impact the world around you simply by being. Your light, no longer dimmed by fear or confusion, will naturally illuminate the path for others, disrupt stagnant energies, and attract the souls who are meant to co-create with you. This process of rising is already manifesting, often in ways you may perceive as challenging or disruptive. You may be experiencing shifts in your physical body as it adapts to higher frequencies. Fatigue, strange aches or tingles, changes in sleep or appetite. These are often referred to as ascension symptoms, the body's intelligent response to integrating more light and adjusting its vibration. Your emotional landscape may feel like a volatile sea at times, with waves of old emotions surfacing for final release. This is the necessary clearing of dense energy, making space for higher vibrational states like joy, peace, and unconditional love to anchor within you. Your mental processes are also undergoing a transformation. The old narratives of fear, doubt, and limitation that were ingrained by the lower frequencies are being dismantled. You find yourself thinking differently, questioning established paradigms, receiving intuitive downloads and insights that arrive fully formed, bypassing the need for complex analysis. This is your divine mind activating, connecting directly to the universal intelligence. Trust these insights. They are guiding lights on your path. The world around you is also reflecting your internal shifts. Relationships that are not built on authentic energetic resonance may be falling away, sometimes painfully. This is not a punishment. It is a necessary pruning, creating space for connections that are truly aligned with your current and future frequency. You will begin to encounter individuals who recognize you, who resonate with you on a soul level, your soul tribe. These connections will feel effortless, supportive, and mutually empowering. They are part of the divine orchestration, bringing together the scattered pieces of light for collective purpose. Simultaneously, you are likely noticing an increase in synchronicities, repeating numbers, meaningful encounters, timely messages, vivid dreams that hold symbolic weight. These are not random occurrences. They are the universe communicating with you, confirming your alignment, offering guidance, and validating your path. They are the gentle nudges and powerful affirmations from your spiritual team, letting you know that you are seen, heard, and guided every step of the way. Pay attention to these signs. They are part of the ongoing dialogue between you and the divine. Stepping fully into your power requires releasing the last vestiges of self-doubt that have clung to you from the days of confusion. The time for questioning your worth or your capacity is over. You have been divinely equipped. Every trial you have overcome has been a training exercise, building the spiritual muscle and energetic resilience you need now. Embrace the truth of who you are, a powerful, sovereign, divinely guided being of light, here for a sacred purpose. This is not about becoming someone you are not. It is about fully embodying the magnificent being you were always created to be. It is about letting your light shine brightly, without apology or reservation. It is about trusting the deep inner knowing that has guided you through the wilderness and is now leading you to the summit. Your rising is not a future event. It is happening now, in this moment, as you fully receive and integrate these whispers from the divine. You are ready. The inner work, the trials, the isolation, the sensitivity, it has all led you here. The foundation is laid, the vessel is prepared. Your unique frequency is calibrated. The veils have thinned, and the guidance is clearer than ever. You have endured the wilderness, and now it is time to step into your promised land, the realm of your activated purpose and divine service. Stand tall, chosen one. Your journey has been arduous, but it has been sacred. Every tear you have shed, every moment of confusion you have navigated, every instance you felt like giving up but chose to take one more step, it was all part of this divine unfolding. You are not alone. You are held, supported, and fiercely loved by the divine and by a vast network of unseen forces working in alignment with your highest good. Embrace the fullness of who you are. Step boldly onto the path that is uniquely yours. The world is waiting for the light that only you can shine, for the frequency that only you can embody. Your destiny is not a distant dream. It is the vibrant reality that is calling you forward, right now. Listen to the whispers. They are leading you home, leading you to the full expression of your sacred purpose. Your time to rise has come.